Yo, it's Guido coming at you with the Tactics Talk, guys. Welcome back. Thanks for tuning in. I've got my coffee. We're going to watch Platonicus, who has asked me to review this gameplay in his Foch 155 Tier 10 French TD, auto-loading TD. Is this now a reward tank? It was pulled out of the game, right? Or was it? Yeah, the 155 was and replaced by the, I don't know what, Foch B or some such thing. This bad boy carries 3 shells in it, has a very long reload, and each shell does 750 alpha. But with that comes some weaknesses, a very long reload, and quite a long intra clip, meaning in between the 3 shells that it has. Is it 5 or 6 seconds, somewhere in there? You know, I should look that up and know, but I know it's a long time. Does it really matter if it's 5 or 6 or 4 seconds? All we know is it's a long time, which makes it difficult to drop shell after shell after shell unless somebody's really out in the open. The beauty is you drop 750, provided you still have a shell or 2. There's another 750 coming up pretty quick, and that makes people a little less interested in standing in front of you. We are here on Erlenberg, and like I said, Platonicus has asked me to review this, and he's going to have a big game. You know, first when I watched this, the first time I watched this through, I said, well, I think you might have wanted to be a little more aggressive, and the reasoning is that your top tier in a really good setup, actually. Now there's that shot. Look how long the intra clip is, and the bat shack goes away, and you still got 2 shells. There is still 1,500 potential damage riding around this bad boy. Holy cow. So what, 15, 18 seconds to drop 2,250 damage? That is a lot. But then you are in for a long reload. But back to the more aggressive. He's top tier, and that is a very good deal at tier 10 to be able to munch on tier 8s and to some extent tier 9s. Ouch, 815 to the face. 800 to the face. You didn't see it. I don't know. Anyway, the Scot is basically out of the game. He's hating life. I don't do that, man. The old fallback, you're in the position I want thing. No offense to you, I get it. It's like, hey, I have a better opportunity with my gun, etc. But for me, in a pub match, I'm kind of like, yeah, I don't think so, pal. I would have stayed there out of spite, but that's just me being a jerk, I guess. Back to the aggressive thing, though. I do like what you're doing here. You went to a position so you're not overextended, which is good. And then you started moving up. And we're going to watch this, actually, as Platonicus works this Foch 155 really nicely and continuing to be a little bit aggressive. There's a mistake coming up. We'll talk about that when we get there, which really costs him quite a bit. And then we're going to have a close finish. I won't give it away, but it is definitely a close finish. He's got a kill, and he's already up to 2,259, 302 assists. But look at his team. This is kind of why I'm talking about the aggression thing a little bit here, is because, I want you to watch this, the 121 knows he's spotted. He knows where the spot is from, and he shoots just off to the left, just barely. You're going to see that a lot with experienced players. They're going to take those blind shots. So, it is an assault map, your top tier, and right now it's kind of looking like your team is on its back foot and not interested in pushing. Problem with pushing in a 155, while it is fairly mobile and has okay-ish armor, if it does get caught out, it's in trouble, especially if it fires all 3 of its shells. One of the big things about the 155 I have found, because you are shooting heat, which does have a fairly considerable amount of pen here. Let's go ahead and look at this. Watch these shots here, guys. This is unreal. He bounces that one. He bounces that one. The pen is sitting at 395. Goodness gracious. Let's just watch this for a second. Watch this. Oh my gosh. And that's with heat. So I'll be honest. Is it dropping down? I think it's actually dropping down just enough to get into the flat plate, because what I'm trying to say about heat 3 or 4 times here in a row is that it tends to bounce on weird angles or get eaten by tracks. You see that it bounced off the turret hatch. He hit, or not the turret hatch, but the whatever hatch, cupola. So that's what he does. It gets to the high angles and it just bounces. And when you bounce 1 of your 3 shells in this tank, or 2 of 3, and don't get the damage, it's very painful. It hurts. It hurts so much. So we're going to run forward, and I think he's starting to realize, and I don't know if you said it already, that we've got to start leveraging the capability of this tank and start trying to push this battle just a little bit to win, because we're already losing a little bit and we only have 5 minutes. So I like how you take the bull by the horns here. We're going to come in. The tortoise is just, for whatever reason, fixated on someone else. Be able to thump him, watch him shoot, and then move ever so slowly forward while he was reloading. Yes, and that's what I'm talking about. A miss or a bounce, that is so painful. Tortoise has no idea, and he gets nuked. And we're up to 4,958 and 2 kills. T10 has gone, or 110 I guess it is actually, has gone behind him, so that is something to think about. Now we've got a Skoda, we got a T44, and potentially the TVP VTU, and we're trying to drag forward these guys on this side. And this is where the mistake is, the biggest mistake, at least in my opinion, is going to come as we do some shot selection on who we take on here. So it would be up to Platonicus to let me know how much SA he had on his support. And look at how many guys are still back there. We got a JT, the TVP. I don't expect the Sturb to move forward necessarily, but there's a Skoda T50 and a 50-51. And they're all just sitting back there waiting for Platonicus to make a move. And that is one of the big problems, fellas, with being aggressive in this game, is you'll find the bushwankers in the back, you know, the wannabe super unis. They saw somebody use a bush and, you know, this position is strong, blah, 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 without really understanding why the position is strong, or more importantly, when the position is strong. I think that's the big one, when the position is strong. Because right now, they need to get up here and clean out this flank. We have to win a flank. Right now, we're losing every flank. And we've got Platonicus and all of our forces down here in the southwest of the map. We have to win a flank if we're going to win this game. Now Platonicus is making it happen. So I like this move. He's moving in just as he's reloading. He comes around, he finds this guy here in the Skoda. All right, shot selection. It looks like initially you wanted to take out the Skoda, and I would have absolutely prioritized that guy. Looks like he gets away, and you change your mind.
Penetration.
For my money, I keep pushing the Skoda and get rid of him. If the T-44 gets by me and hits me a couple times, I don't care. But what we're going to do is we're going to fight the T-44. And we sort of don't really think about, oh, what if the Skoda recognizes that we're not pointing at him, and he comes in here and just sends his clip down range. And at this point, I think I ignore again the T-44 and I switch over to the T-50-51. And we just lose so many hit points making that happen. So that just hurt hugely, and you die. So really, I think you should have prioritized the 50-51. I know there's other guns down in there. Maybe you would have taken some extra hits pushing in there, but I think that would have been your best move to save hit points. You end up surviving through it. We're going to have a damaged ammo rack here, which we're going to repair in a minute. We have 2 shells. I think this is the right move for the moment. And finally, the T-50-51, who, oh, by the way, was at 100 hit points. 100 or close to 100% hit points, and sitting back in the back, finally grabs a nut and starts getting busy here. Unfortunately, your JT and your Skoda T50 are still camping out in the back. The Sturb, I don't even know if he's spawned in. Is that guy even playing? I have no idea. I think he shows up later. Nice shot there. We take that guy down. We're on a reload now, so we'll go ahead and take that opportunity to move up. And that's what I was talking about earlier. I thought you did a nice job with continuing to move forward once you started going. I think I would have gone to the middle at the very beginning just based on the setup and the tanks, but that may have been a quick trip to the garage based on how they beat your guys. I think, though, you changed that fight in the middle, because I don't think the JPZ went there. And what I saw down there wasn't really that scary. You might have been able to get in there and absolutely wreck face. Counterpoint, they had the castle. Makes it hard to use that position. So there you go. I mean, if I was to make that standard Guido aggressive argument, I would have gone in there and been a little more aggressive, but I think you also may have been back in the garage. And this is probably a little bit too much pressing, pushing in towards where the standard B is, the T-28. Holy crap, there's the JPZ. And I thought you were dead. The first time I saw it, I said, there's no way he gets back across this field and gets to any kind of cover. And it was really nicely done. You just took the chance, right? Screw it, let's start moving, see if we can survive. And you did. The TVP's got their attention, which is nice. And the JPZ, I'm not really sure what the hell this guy's doing. He's just droning along. So he was working through the middle. He actually got quite far without being seen, to be honest. Sturb is finally moving. So whether he just logged in, spawned in, or he was camping there the whole time, unknown. Getting some nice shots. I like the reposition up here. It's a good position. That's unfortunate that we just get a crit. And for some reason, he backs up. I guess it was he really wanted to be hit. I'm not really sure why. That was a strange one. This dude starts moving towards you, and we're able to just punch right through that armor. We back out, and nicely done. All of a sudden, there's only 2 of them left. Holy cow! This was a disaster in the making. Nice aggressive push. We're at 7,669 damage, 602 assists. JT goes wandering in and says, "Hey JPZ, do you want me hit in the face?" The JPC says yes, and I'm going to hit you with heat, or HE, which, okay. Whatever, that's a good thing, right? Had that been the heat round or whatever that thing has, I think it is a big old heat round. More than likely, he destroys the JT, and it makes this move a little harder, because it's always nice to have somebody on either side of the guy you're trying to take on, especially when it is a JPZ. So he's trying to back out. Nice push. Look at the reload timing on this. He comes right in, starts moving, knowing he's going to be pretty much reloaded. All right, casemate drivers. Watch what he's doing. He's going to pass, get some distance, be able to turn around. He's going to use the reverse and turn. And boom. I think it would auto aim, but that's fine. Third person made it happen. Here comes the Skoda T50. And down he goes, and now all we've got left is the standard B. 35 seconds, folks. What do you think is going to happen? It's a standard B versus a one-shot Conqueror. Conqueror got his shot. What's going to happen? I think there was probably a bounce in there somewhere from the standard B, would be my guess. Because pretty quickly, Mr. Conqueror takes him down, and we have a win in the last 16 seconds. 8,325 damage, 602 assists, 3 kills, the nice carry by Platonicus in the 155. Put your thoughts down below, guys. You know, I said be more aggressive. Maybe it doesn't work out this nicely. Maybe he gets a few guys dead early and it's not as close. That's really the question when you say things like that on positioning. You know, what you look at this and go, hey, that was a good game, well done, and it was fantastic. But the question becomes then, well, what could we have done earlier and what may have happened at that point? That's all speculation. Like I said, I would have been more aggressive, but look at the game he had, and from the point where he started to move forward and make things happen, I thought it was all really well done, minus the one big targeting mistake in the castle that cost you a whole bunch of hit points. Maybe you chase the 50-51 around the corner and the JPZ is waiting. That's a good question, because he was lurking somewhere in that general area, it would appear, based on him coming back through that area, unless he crossed over from the other side. Who knows where the hell that guy was. So this will be an interesting one for comments down below on different ideas. You know, ultimately, I didn't do 8,325 damage, so man, I thought that was well done. Just had a couple little things along the way for you. Thanks for sending that in. Quality content. That's all I've got for today, guys. Thank you for supporting the channel. I appreciate you coming by and checking it out, and we will see ya.